Hello, it's about 6 p.m. on a Thursday, a little to the west of Eddyville, Kentucky. I've got a load on my trailer that is a recipe for disaster and catastrophic failure. Let's go have a look. I'm at a combination way station rest area. These tend to fill up the absolute last of parking spaces because people don't like to spend the night next to the police, I guess. Probably. But it's a good spot for me to wait for delivery tomorrow. And let's go take a look at the load. It is my first over dimension load. We'll take a look. Let's see. So I've got the oversized load banner going on. Then got all this. So I don't even know where to begin. First of all, so I pulled up to a place to load this. It was pretty interesting place. It wasn't like a huge manufacturing facility like you'd think. It was like a little shop on the side in a little side street I could barely turn around in. And they had me park on the side of the street and they loaded all this. And then I had to figure out what to do with it because nothing like this was covered in training really. I don't remember loads that resemble it. So one of the key points that is causing me concern, I'm going to get around to the other side, I think the lighting is better, is one of my points of concern is these feet are, well, you can see that they're kind of precariously on the rail of the trailer, and they're not making great contact with the trailer. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little bit of light coming through because they're basically connecting with the trailer in maybe one spot. Probably obviously it has to be in one spot, but that's about it. It's metal stacked on metal. I don't know if that's always the case, but it's this one seems a little better, but it could be just the dirt under there. It's blocking out the light because there's still cracks of light in under there. But and this being so close to the edge, and like on a lot of loads, it wouldn't be. I don't know. I could imagine something being out this far and not making me as nervous especially if it goes all the way across the deck. But this being just a few inches from actual disaster, and this is happening in every layer. I've got 3 of these with all this, and then all this other stuff underneath as well also needed to be secured. But so at first I did the straps. Like I honestly didn't know what I was going to do when I saw this. So at first I did the straps over the top, and I mean, there's some, I don't even know if some people might have even rolled like that. Because I think technically it's secure as to like the standards I was trained, but I just didn't feel comfortable with any doubt in my mind, and like it was taking a lot of time to secure, and it's only a 300-mile load. This load is really kind of bad for me as far as a job at a trucking company. I mean, it's good maybe for training, it's good maybe for an experience, but it's not good for making money, and it might end my career if this tips over. I don't even know what would happen, but yeah, this doesn't look good for me. So I got off the thinking about making the delivery on time, and I just focused on what can I do to make this as secure as I can, because I don't want to end my career right on this load. So I had already placed these chains early on in the process over this, and I don't know if that was the best use of them, but then I started chaining these legs, and that made me feel somewhat better. I tried this setup first up through the middle, or that junction there, and I found that the chain is getting pinched up in that junction, and I tried to use the edge protectors to help it keep out of the corner there and still be able to tighten down, and it seemed to help. But I actually ran out of edge protectors. I think I remember a load I delivered at Laredo had some edge protectors in it, and they didn't have replacements. I think that's what happened. It was either that or I lost some to a repower, but I'm a little low on them, and I was trying to use them to protect some of the paint on this, which they weren't concerned about. The shipper, at least, they said they would be able to touch it up at the delivery. I asked them about how precious the paint was. They didn't seem concerned about it, so I did everything I thought I could. So yeah, these are holding really nice and tight. I tried a couple different things because like I said, I hadn't been trained on this. I didn't know what to do, so I tried some different things. And this one I actually like maybe more than that configuration. So it's like it feels really positive right around the base of the foot, except that its problem is there's actually enough leverage on that span. When I crank on these, they move, they compress together, and so like the binders, yeah, it took me several times with the binder to get it closed and work out a lot of the slack. But then even still, they're not amazing as far as they're sitting still slightly loose, or like I wouldn't necessarily like that for most everywhere else, but it's just the nature of it. The more I pull on it, the more these shrink in. So I did my best, and I've got a bunch of chains. I used all my chains, so I have no chains left in my chain locker, and I used most of my straps, and it's been riding pretty good. It's gone a couple 100 miles so far. It doesn't have very far left to go, so it should be okay. But then the An additional piece to all this is that I had to rig up this light, and there's one in the back too, I already saw, but this is part of the over-dimension load requirements or signals and signage kind of stuff. I needed this light that up on something mounted to the top of my cab, and there's no good way to do it. My company, or I don't know, they didn't issue us lights to start with, so we're supposed to like acquire them when we get the load. And so I'm at a truck stop with basically one option for that light there. That's, unless I want to like try some creative stuff and like go, I don't know. There's a bunch of bad options. It's not like I had a good option. I thought there would be something like an LED puck that would just be battery operated and just sit on top. But then here's the other thing, is there's nothing on the top of our cab that's a magnet will stick to. So I called safety, and their suggestion was some sort of thing with taking some of these lumber pieces and building some sort of structure. I don't even understand what he was thinking, but he was thinking I would do something with that, plus those the coil racks, and the coil racks obviously are magnetic. They're steel. So that's what his idea was. So I got up on the back of it and tried to find a way to, it seemed to work out pretty well. A bunch of zip ties holding it in place. And then you can see the cord. I don't know if you can see the cord actually from here. Go around the side so we can see it. Let's see. So there's the cord. Let's see, can you even see it? I don't even know. It's kind of getting dark a little bit, but let's see. So the cord's coming down, and I'm having it run into this door, and it's going through my bunk up into an outlet, like somewhere up in here, and like, because again, I was at a truck stop. This is my only option. It's not battery operated. It has a cord, and so I had to do what I could. I looked at opening this window, but I couldn't figure out how to remove the screen. But then this worked out, so I didn't need to. And it was this cord's too short to go in the front of the cab. And then on the back, there's a light because they need it. If it wasn't visible, if the one on the cab was not visible from the rear, and I think that's a pretty good argument that is not visible from the rear. I don't know what. Yeah, I got the feeling that maybe somebody would like me to say that it's visible from the rear, so I wouldn't have to. Maybe you could, I don't know, you could see it some. It's kind of iffy because of the way that it's not like completely solid load, but that looked really iffy to me. So I thought I needed to buy another one, and I was supposed to put, if it's obscured, which I think it is, then I need to put another light here, which it's a lot simpler to mount. It's right here, sitting right here on the back of this load. That's probably looking into the sun, so it's probably not a great shot. Let's try here. There we go. Little light dude, and then of course there's nowhere to plug it into. But when I was calling safety, they had mentioned this. I had not worked with before. These contacts here, electrical contacts from the trailer, and I found out through some testing that they are they seem to be on the headlight switch. And so I had to cut off the cigarette lighter plug-in and the switch that was on the back and wire this directly into the trailer. So I was glad I had a little bit of experience with as an electrical helper, because that would have been difficult for most people, I think. I don't even know who else has wire strippers on their truck. I do happen to have them, and it would have been really hard to wire that in without a tool, because they were tiny little wires. It'd be really hard to cut that with a knife. But oh yeah, let me show one other complicating factor on this load. It's these. There's some angle bars. Let me get up there. One of the nice things about this load, the one thing I like about this load, is it's easy to climb on. There's tons of handholds, and really makes it really easy to climb around. You just have to be careful not to hit your head. Anyways, these angle pieces are sitting up here. And at first when I was looking at it, I saw the shrink wrap here. I didn't see this band at first. There's one band, there's a band in front, and then and then two pieces of shrink wrap. And I didn't think that looked sufficient. The guys at the shop were like, yeah, it's not going anywhere. Like, I don't know if you know what happens to stuff as it goes down the road. I don't know if I just left that with just the band. I'm pretty sure something would happen. Something bad would happen. So what I ended up doing, because they're set in this groove, I guess you can see on the other side what they're set into. They're set into this curve on this side. So if I can apply pressure, so what I ended up doing is using this wood, and it's not the correct size, but it gets the job done. I use this wood to put pressure into between them, hoping to spread against both the band on the outside and then that edge. And then I flip these edge protectors over to try to get more contact and press on the wood. And because I had tried wrapping these around again to try to get contact on all the pieces, but the friction, basically on the first turn, all the friction would stop the band from tightening, so that I could crank this down hard and this would still be loose up here. So that wasn't going to work. So anyways, I will be glad. I mean, it's an interesting experience, I guess. Overall, I don't think, I mean, maybe there's easier loads, and maybe if you're more prepared, and maybe if having done it before, I'm sure it gets easier and better, but it does not seem worth it to me. Plus, then there's all these, I guess a big part of it to me is all the regs that are different as well. So like each state, this is an area where the states will each have their own rules and regulations that you have to go through and figure out what you need to do for. So like Missouri, their rule was I had to be 10 miles an hour underneath all posted speed limits. Let me see if I can find oh yeah, here's my the rule book. So I basically have a little pamphlet of all these rules for different states. The 3 states I've been in are Missouri, Illinois, and Kentucky with this load. And so I have, I think Missouri had like 2 pages of rules. Illinois had like 3 pages. Kentucky only has like half a page of rules. This is their page of rules that they gave me. And then there's the rules that I don't know about, that there are different states will have different like rules that might not be printed on here. So like dealing with like what kind of lights you need and what the sign needs to say, and like I think one of the things I remember from Kentucky is if at night they don't want you to have, for some types of specific loads, they don't want you to have the oversized sign on the front and back, and I don't know. It's just crazy. All these different rules. Like this would, I think. I mean, the load. Yeah, it's a tough load, and hopefully most oversized, overdimensioned load, whatever, wouldn't be that kind of insane to secure. But still, you would have all this to deal with, and this is just not something I want to deal with ever, really. And definitely not for what they like. They pay a little bit more for OD loads, but it is not worth it. I don't think even if it was like I said, even if it was a good easy securement, I think all this makes it not worth it. Because like I said, Missouri had like a 10 mile an hour restriction, and then Illinois had a 5 mile an hour. Let's see, down here I marked it because if I'm this particular, legal height movements of 10 feet wide can travel at the legal maximum speed. So I rescued myself from having to go 5 under by finding this line and taking my tape measure out there and looking that it wasn't, none of the sections were at or above 10 feet. So I was legal to travel at the posted speed limit, which I was relieved to hear. And let's see, I don't know, there was stuff I tried to find. There was something about a bridge restriction that I tried to check, actually. State line bridge restrictions. Let's see, up at the top, and they gave a website. I tried punching that in. It did not seem to work. I don't know what was going on. I did not get clarity by punching in that weird website on what the situation was. And I tried finding other sites, and they were unclear as to what was going on. There was like several different sites with different information, nothing specific and nothing like addressing the specific bridge, the I-24 bridge over near Paducah. It's the one I was crossing. And I had to call my safety, and they said it was probably okay. And they sounded like they didn't know for sure, but like it's these are one of these things again too where they give you a bunch of rules, and I think most people don't even read them, probably aren't following them. So I guess they can just pull you over and get you in trouble whenever they want. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know what people. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how people want to deal with this. But I would rather just not have to deal with it. It's just too much, too many I's to dot and T's to cross, and paperwork to fill out, and requirements to satisfy. I would just rather pick up lumber or steel and take it where they want it to go and be done. So yeah, that's my over dimension. I have done an overweight load before. I did a aluminum ingot, but this is my first over dimension as far as the width. So not a fan. Get this delivered and hopefully go do something else.